Hey guys, do you hear me well? I see the Sasha is there. Synthesizer is there. I'm probably gonna mispronounce some of the names. Hey Sasha. Late night show. Well, I was thinking about doing a show this week, and I'm a little bit crazy. I said, well, I've got the iPad. I'm ready to louder my voice louder or the music louder, because the music will drop when I stop. I'm bring a little bit louder my voice. Would that be better? A bit more voice here. Over there. Wait a sec. More voice. Is that better? Like this. So, I was thinking about doing something this week, and there was a lot of things that I had in mind, but I think that the easiest thing was basically to just install iPadOS14 on my iPad and actually test it out. I've seen people talk about it online saying, well, there's some problems, and I'm sure there is. What I'm doing today, I don't suggest anybody to do it, honestly. If you don't want to have some weird problems for some of the software that you have and that you need to use, I would say do not install the latest iPad. I'm just going to close this because I've got a feedback here. So the logic is that because I don't really mind in my case, even if there's stuff not working on my iPad after, I can wait. It's not a big of a deal. And it's just going to be a learning experience in my case. So my guess was to basically install it, and let's do that together. The beta of iOS could be, well, it's when a beta is a beta, you never know what's going to be happening, So in this case, it's not a beta, it's the official release, so it works. I know some apps crash on when you open it. In my case, I'm gonna try the stuff I have. If you have specific stuff that you read about that it's calling the attention on it to actually test it out, I could test that part of today's experience. I have a couple of DAWs, I've got synthesizers, I've got plugins. I did test it out yesterday just for the heck of it, just to see, try if it works. And I was surprised to see how much actually works. But then you might read about stuff or heard about stuff that don't work, and we will be able to test it. At the same time, to be honest, a lot of apps have been updated this week. So I did update a lot of stuff this week. Even today, Roland released a new Zenbeats 2.0 that I had just downloaded before the show. I didn't even test it, so it might just go away wire, or it might be just now super stable. I don't know. So let's try this. I think I actually forgot to bring actually connect the cable so you can hear something from the iPad. So I'm going to stop this background beat playing, and we'll start right away. We have these different apps here. Of course, I would say that if it works in GarageBand, actually I'm going to change that screen so you can see that. If it works in GarageBand, then my way to test it out is that if it works in GarageBand, it basically means that Apple did everything to work correctly. And if it doesn't work in GarageBand, then the logic might be probably that the plugin has a problem. The plugin has to be updated. Now, I don't know if the iOS changed anything in the audio world. For what I see, there's always some change. But in this case, I have Bliss. I've got, actually, can I connect to this? We should be able to see if the Bluetooth MIDI works. Do we hear it? Do we see it? Can we actually connect to the Bluetooth? What do we do? I mean, not all the apps I use all the time. So I actually downloaded other things just to test it out with you guys, but it's going to be a... Where do I go for this thing? Actually, I don't know where I'm going to start with. The easiest for me to start with, it would be Gadget 2. Because I'm a Gadget man. I love core Gadget. So now it actually sees this one right away. So if I'm into Gadget, now go like this. Do you hear something? Yes, we do hear. Bring it a little bit softer. So we hear it. Okay, let's stop this. If I'm going to take just one. Okay, so it works right away. And because Gadget has no audio recording per se, well, it does, but and no audio plugin, it basically, you know, works. Can I load other stuff? Can I load, and yeah, so loading works correctly. Okay. So I'm not surprised that Gadget works. Have you heard about any bug with Gadget? I haven't seen anything, and I didn't hear anybody talk about this. So it seems to be working. You know, let's say just for fun, I try something else, and I solo a track, and I just go record. Can I record anything on this? Does it record? Can we record? It works. Okay, so recording works, and if I play it back, so yeah, not a big deal. So it actually works, which is not a big surprise because Gadget is a kind of a closed environment. So let's say that Gadget seems to be working. Let's go back to GarageBand. And well, honestly I did not, because I thought about this yesterday. Sasha is asking if I check the audio bus for a problem. I did not, because just yesterday I said, well, let's install this and be a crash test dummy, you know, just like try stuff, see if it works. And I heard that some people say that some of the plugins don't work, which is you know, very possible. And that sometimes you cannot have access to the banks of sounds. In this case, and it works with the keyboard also. Let me see. So, and you can change the sounds. Neon. Okay, let's try Neon. See if we have the problem with Neon. We can go here. I never use, actually let's try this something else. I'm going to get rid of this one. So GarageBand seems to be working, but I'll try one that I don't use often, but I know people do, Cubase's 2. I don't have 3 because I don't use Cubase's that much. And Cubase's 2 seems to be working. I got Xeon here. So if I click this one here, I've got a Xeon. Okay, that's Xeon. If I click on it, I've got Xeon. You see that? Hear that? Works. Okay. But, and you're right, there might be an update. I always update everything. I get up in the morning, I see a list of updates on my iPad. I say update everything. I might be stupid in this way, but that's what I did. So I got the list, you know, we see this. But it doesn't seem to be changing. You don't hear them in real time. That's the difference. When you click, always the same sound, okay? So if you double click on it, does it load? Oh, that might be the problem. You see? Go back here. You see the bank, but they don't load. Okay. So that might be one problem. Here we go. Okay, it's going to be fixed. That's a question of time, And the real question is it different? Is there a problem between, I'm in Cubase S2, maybe you don't have that problem in another app. So we'll try others and see if it's the case. Again, MIDI over Bluetooth works. You got Xeon working, but the bank, I mean, the synth works, but the bank doesn't. So, well, you see it, but you can't click it. So AUM, I don't have AUM. I don't know. I know everybody loves it. I'm not against it, but I don't have AUM to test. So sadly, I'm not going to be the one testing this out, but for AUM. But it means basically, let's try another one just to see what other, here, Xeon, whether they're, yep, where it is. Can we change this? Yeah, we should be able. Oh, cancel. Xeon, can we just load another one? Like I told you, I never use, almost never use Xeon, not Xeon, but yeah, I know, try AUM. Everybody says try AUM. I understand. But I don't have the time to try everything. There's so much stuff today on the iOS. How do I change this? Oh, instrument, here we go. So let's say we're gonna try, I don't know, Arturia. Does it load correctly? Yes. If I go factory preset, I can change the factory here. Oh, wait a sec. Let's try this again. Let's go back to instrument, Xeon, presets, raw power. Oh, that's it. You don't have the list. You see? Okay, that's the problem with, so you don't have the list here. It's on the side. Okay, so there's definitely a problem with the bank management, of the memory management. You can choose kind of something. Yeah, that's it. Let's try Audio Kit, FM player. Well, that should be a simple one. Okay, now if I press factory presets, take some time before reacting. Okay, the loading time is longer, but it works. So the banks are there. You have this. Okay. What else? Do we have Brand Boss? Let's try this. Hey, Shazam is there. Let's try this. This complexity. So you can have access to the banks, and it plays. Okay, you hear that? So this one also works. Let's try another one. Let's try, I don't know, Gospel Music Platinum, the Pure. Now this is a bizarre reaction. You only see the keys, but you can always bring it to the bigger screen. Okay, let's get rid of the keys. And if I click here, do I have access to the bank? Well, they're not downloaded. That's my problem. Might explain why I don't have the banks. Yeah, so the banks changes. You just need to download the banks. Okay, so it works. Okay, so this one also, the banks are working. Sounds, I mean, playing, the reacting. Man, there's so many of them. We're not going to try all of them. So do you have any one of them you know that is bugging? Like, I don't know. I know there was a new, there was, hey, everybody, hey, Mobile Music Pro, what's up? Do you have any, Pure Synth? Yeah, Pure Synth is a really complete, I'd say it's like an old school PCM synthesizer, like the JV2080 or something like that. So it's really cool for that. It does what you expect out of these things. You see, might be an app have a bigger loading time for the GUI, like the FabFilter plugins. Yeah, loading time is a question I heard. I'm just going to try something from Sugar Bytes. Which is totally different. Do we have anything here that plays, that works? We have, there's no sound. Well, if I load something, well, so it works. Okay, so even that works. Okay, so it's not a problem. Now let's say something like factory. So it works. Okay, so I mean, everything seems to be working. Of course, I'm not going too in depth here. I'm just going through just to see if it works. Do you have any? So this is mostly synthesizer I'm triggering, and most of them are. The only one that we saw up to now is Xeon, that the memory banks were not working. So this. Yeah, Shazam, you're talking about the Zenology update. It's crazy. I did download the latest Zenology Pro. I'm going to test it out this weekend, see how it works. It's going to be crazy. And there is actually a Zencore synthesizer for Zenbeats. Actually, I just, I'm going to be curious. I did download it today. Did not open it yet. Let's try this. Zenbeats also will be able to test the other, what do you say? The other audio unit plugins. So let's actually try a new song just for fun. Switch here. New song. Let's add a track, instrument track. And let's go, the new one they just released. It's kind of a curiosity. ZC1, which is Zencore 1. And this is basically the technology of Zencore in... What, Shazam, you did not know that Zenbeat is on the iPad. It's on the iPad, it's on Windows, it's on Mac, it's in iPhone, and you can save, let's say, in Google Docs and go between them. It is crazy. So this is the Zenology. You know, well, it's a Zencore software. So it's, in this case, it seems to be limited. Do we hear it? And you can just load. So these are cool sounds, and they're basically, you don't have too much control. You just load these presets. I'm actually using OBS today. Just I've got a question here. I've got the OBS running as a, I would say, video switcher. And yeah, I've got my camera using a HDMI capture card. And I've got the iPad running at the same time. So that's, and it seems to be working. So if you tell me it sounds distorted or whatever, you tell me. I'm going to change stuff. If it seems to be choppy, you tell me. I'm trying to get a good sound, good image. And I'm not used to doing this by reading the chat. So I'm trying to be as reactive as possible. I don't even know how much time it takes to, between the time I talk, you write, and I read it back. So it probably is, I don't know, 20 seconds or something. I have no clue. So so this is the internal sound that comes with Roland Zenbeat. So these are just a list, but you cannot create anything with that. You basically load a patch. 30 seconds. Okay, thanks. So you've got these sounds that are just patches. And actually, they sound pretty nice. So that's the Zenology, the new Zencore, or the ZC1. Yes, but I was curious about how the iOS works. And you now support live stream. Well, what do you mean by how the iOS works? That's Sasha writing, and support live stream for the iOS to support live streaming. I don't know. Hey, Zion, he's here also. So let's actually. I'm going to close this. And of course, the ZC1 has to work because the Zencore 1 synth is from Roland in Zenbeats, so it should work. But if I try something else, let's say I'm going to open this up. I'm going to get rid of this one, change instrument. I'm going to load something else. What else do we want to try? What else do you want to try? Let's say we try a Shockwave. Does it work? A bit longer to load. But it loads. Let's try to load. It seems to be having a graphic problem. Not everything's on screen. Huh? Am I wrong? The screen, there's like stuff at the, under the screen. There's something wrong with the graphic space. What is iOS.use? Okay, not for me. Good. Well, that's normal. Okay. So let's get rid of this one. Actually, let's go back in and load another one. So it reacts, it works, you've got the sound, you got the image. The screen is kind of, it doesn't fit, but let's say it's normal, I guess. You can get there with the page open, 1, 2, here. I can get, okay, perfect. So, oh, that's perfect. Okay, I get it. Thank you very much. So let's actually, we're going to get rid of this one, change, and let's try another one. What else do we want to try? Let's say Cyclop. Does it work? Got the Cyclop, which is the bizarre beast. Click here. We have the list. Aria Pro in Cubase's 3 makes all my music in Beatmaker 3 and then export to Cubase's Aria. Aria Pro, Shazam, I gotta ask you. I had tons of deception with Aria Pro in the last month. I worked on some of my songs, I mixed them, turn off the app, next day come back in, all of my plugins are gone. I just have the raw files with the automation of controlling nothing. So it just like, it is really a pain. So, but I actually had turned it on yesterday and everything was back. I don't know. It's just like, I'm sure I wasn't drunk or anything. It just, it was back. So there's something bizarre happening with Aria Pro in my case, and I just don't know what to make out of it. Well, maybe, yeah, you're right. Mobile Music Pro, you're talking about maybe updates. I didn't notice any updates coming from Aria Pro, but still, it seems to be working better. The iPad I have is the first generation of iPad Pro. It's the 12-inch original, no, the first Pro 12-inch. And I installed it iOS14 yesterday. Yeah, that's it. It was kind of a, let's go for it, you know. Because I installed it on my phone, and most of the stuff I tried worked. I said, well, I'll try it, you know, I'll see what it does. Okay, so Cyclop also works. That's it. 2015. That's the one I have. I have the 2015 first generation of iPad. So I now see the limit in the CPU of this one. When I run big, the video I did last week when I mixed a song, I see going to 100% CPU sometimes. And that's... Hello, everybody. Let's try another one. What else did we try? I'm going to try Neon. We said the Xeon didn't work earlier in the other one. Let's try Xeon here. Xeon worked, but we did not have access to the patches. It didn't work. So if I click here on the patch, we see the patch, but same logic. They just don't trigger any changes. We don't have any changes. which is kind of a... But if I get rid of this and I change anything, do we hear it? So the synthesis works, but you cannot record, actually not record, you cannot just load these and they don't change anything. And if we go here, no, there's just like no presets. So that's it. There's a preset management that does not work in Xeon for whatever reason. And it seems to be affecting all the different DAWs that we tried up to now. Let's try something else. What else? You want another one you want me to try that you know? Syntronic. I've got two versions of Syntronics. I don't know which one is. So it also works. GB Craw, you're from Toronto, Canada. I'm from Montreal, so hey. Cheers, hey. What do we have here? Yeah, I know, Shazam, you updated to a new iPad. Yeah, I know. But you're saying that with the new iPad, it's actually works great. Okay. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe my problem is just that the CPU on this one is just like getting to the limits. And I guess that, actually, I think it is. Even I had a problem last week when I exported the song of Zenbeats online, and it took like an hour just to render. So I was sure there was a problem with it. And I wrote to Zenbeats, and they told me, send me the file, we'll try to analyze what it is. And they're pretty sure that it's in the rendering engine that is a problem that also is fighting. So I don't know. But they're really, open and reacting to this, so this is really cool. Let's try another one. What else do we try? I'm going to get change here. Change instrument. What else? It's like Lagrange. And you have the banks. Oh, just one? Okay. There's a different way here instead. Factory. It works. So I gotta be honest, up to now, I haven't seen too much stuff not working correctly, Xeon has to be the one problem. Let's actually try something else. I have a song. I'm just going to load a song that I have. Open song. Let's try, I don't know, Boarding to Berlin. That's something I wrote on the plane to Berlin. That's what's cool about iOS music. You create wherever you want. So I have this little thing that I often use just for fun to play back stuff. But let's actually see if I use this and I play, let's say, this one here. And I'm going to change, it's this one. Where is it? Go here, and I'm going to bring the volume up. So this thing works, okay? But now let's try something else. Let's try effects. Okay. Hey Russ, 8889. How you doing, guy? It's so cool, man. I'm happy that you guys are here. It's always fun to hang out with people, friends, I would say. What do we have here? Let's try just effects to see if do you heard of any effects that works in a weird way? I tried Bliss, and everything works the way it should. Listen to this. It does what it should be, and the presets you can just load. So sorry, everything Bliss released is just compatible. So pretty cool. Let's try another one. What else did we try? Friday Night with Nerds. Yeah. Okay, what else did we try? So we know that Bliss works. Do we try? Oh, one of my favorite distortion, which is a Bit Maestro distortion, is just great. Let's bring this on the side here. I just love this sound. This is amazing. What they did with Bit Maestro is just wonderful. This is so crunchy. Well, I can tell you it works. It works well. Yeah, so this is not a problem. Okay. I'm just gonna see if there's Chameleon, Drambo, Voice Synth, Fact Bandit, Bend Station. I don't have these. I'm just late in the game, I guess. Drambo, I wish actually is something I wanna buy, but again, what happened in the last weeks is I got a deal. I'm going to explain a little bit what I'm doing right now. I have a partnership with a local store in Montreal. It's called Moog Audio. They sell anything that is, you know, synthesizer related, and they do a lot of boutique stuff. And they're selling this, so they're actually lending me. They lent me stuff, so I can actually test it out and see how it works and talk about it online. And because I know the owner, that's basically why it's easy for me to talk to him. So I got this week, tested out. That was my video this morning. I also had this to test. That's the Pittsburgh Modular Lifeform SV1B. So it's not, you know, iPad related, but they all can be interconnected at one point. And I have this one also coming soon, the MC101. And now with the new Zenology, that's going to be something very interesting to test in next week. So that's why there's some limit in how deep I'm going on the iPad right now, because I have all these other things to play with. Stream looks send them like your video bigger long. Well, I can change it like this. Would that be better? Is that better that you do like this? You know, I can do like this. And say, here's my MC101. It's actually not mine, but yeah. Is that better? Let's see. I'm actually waiting for your answer. It takes like 30 seconds. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Okay. What else? Actually, there was something that released, I think this week, was a multi. Actually, what's cool about one thing I like about Zenbeats is you can actually go into the plugin and select by company. We need. I'm gonna like this. It's better. You see me more. Blue Mango, you know them. And they just have now a multi-band compressor. And it actually works. If we go back here, still have this thing playing, just this one. And when you add, well, now you have two. And you can change. If you say you want a less bass, you don't see the graphic, you see the result changing at the black. More bass, less bass. And you can have up to 4. And again, this just works, man. I don't know if there's like now Studio 2 is on sale. Well, if anybody wants to grab it, that's the time to do it. I'm gonna bring my volume a little bit lower. So this is another one that actually works, but it doesn't seem to have presets. I don't know if there's just no presets in it, or if it's but I mean, it's not that difficult to play with, you know. You have your single band and then you compress. That's what it is. Okay, what else? Let's actually try. Do we have another one here? Go back here again. Was here. Delete. Let's try. We didn't try any eventide. Let's try to cross station. Does it work? Yeah. Do we have presets we can load? Seems to be working. Yeah, it does work. The preset works. So it's just like, yeah, this is just cool. It just works. So I'm actually quite surprised because in the past there was some really for inter-application audio, Zenbeats does not do it. Zenbeats is only audio unit. For inter-application audio, I would have to go with Aria Pro, which, let's go Aria Pro to see if we can do something with it. Aria Pro. So that's my song that keeps. Actually, the plugins are back. Whatever. And this one. So yeah, I've got stuff playing. Let's say I'm going to go here. I'm just going to loop something. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to loop. Oh, we hear it pumping really loud. Okay, so we have this. So let's say we go into the mixer. I don't know, let's solo something. Where's solo here? Okay, we have this one. If we want to add, these are internal plugins. I mean, they're part of, these are part of Aria Pro. Then you've got these here, the green ones. They're audio unit, and then the blue ones after that are inter-application. So let's actually try. We know that Bliss works. Actually, no. Let's try. What can we use as an effect here? Well, eventide. Does it work? This doesn't seem to be very good. Oh, it does. It actually works. So yeah, it works. Yeah, so it does. How do I go back though? There's like no screen to go back. Need to switch back here. Okay, so I was able to do it. Let's try another one. Let's go into blue section. For the inter-application, let's say I'm going to send it to, I don't know, what do we have here? Tone boosters, they're cool. They've got a very nice one. Let's say just send it to compressor. Yes, does it work? Unmute input. It does work. So inter-application seems to work. That is in audio. So the audio is going out of Aria Pro into the plugin and back in. So, but you're asking if we can actually send a synth, and well, it should be. Let's try this. I'm going to close this. Let's go back to Aria Pro. But this is only audio. There's no MIDI playing here. Actually, let's even still try this. Let's have a new track. Add track. Yeah, that's going to be an audio track, stereo track. And this new track is here. No, it's this one here. And we're going to say we want to hear from Moog iPadOS14. Any Moog. Let's say, do we have Moog, any Moog here? We should. Did I go too quick? Well, I do have the Moog. Where is it? It's kind of bizarre. Moog here, instrument. Okay. Do we have? Oh, I'm still in solo mode here. Let's add a solo here. And go edit here. So it does. So I'm not making any sense in my song, but so now we're hearing Moog through Aria Pro. So inter-application also works for audio in and out. So it seems to be. I'm not sure it's going to be stable for everything, but it seems to be working. That's at least what seems to be the job here, which is. So I don't feel that they broke that much, which is a good thing. I feel that, I mean, most of it seems, and honestly, even for the normal iOS features, it looks to be almost the same. There's some differences in an option in the graphical options, but it's it is what you expect, you know. Yeah, I know. There's a talk on the chat right now about the mixer itself. I do understand something very clearly, is that depending on where you're coming from, depending on your background, some of these mixer window might be just overwhelming. There's just like super intense, too much information. And what I don't like is that it's a little bit cramped. But at the same time, this is the type of screen that I know because I grew up with real hardware console. So when I see this in my brain just works. I know what to do with it. But I understand if you don't use this, if you never used this before, it's kind of, you don't know where to go. It might be too much, you know. But this honestly replace a real console, you know. And it just like, you've got these, you know, all these plugins in it. It just, I don't know, this, and you can have automation and all that stuff. This is just really powerful. But again, you need to learn how to use it, you know. Look, I don't know if you see it. It's a little bit small on the screen. I'm going to switch to the other screen, so you're going to see this. If you look at the top corner, top right corner, so the CPU is at 65%. So that's why I think that my problem I have with this old iPad is the CPU age. I'm going to switch back to the other way, this one here. The one thing is that this is like 5 years old now, and in the computer world it's just huge. For most everyday job, I think it's okay. You know, I can do email, pictures, some video editing, and most of the time I can just create music with it. But at one point, there's a limit to what you can do, just because there is this limit, especially today, because we use a lot. I use a lot of audio unit plugins, and I think that's where it just cramps up at one point. There's just like too much stuff happening, and some plugins might not be I would say optimized. Yeah, I mean they're working, but they might not be optimized to work the best way. So I gotta be honest. It seems that not a lot has been broken. And again, I'm not doing everything. I don't know everything, and I don't have all the apps. And I might have a problem just exporting. And I didn't test all the features. So I'm pretty surprised how little problem up to now I had with this. I think that the problems I had, most of them are the one I had before, so it's not new with this version. And I don't see any slowdown in the capacity. Like I don't see like 65%. That was the truth 3 days ago before I updated. So that's not. This is not a difference by itself. So the only real problem I saw up to now is Xeon, where the memory do not trigger changes in the synthesis of the synth. But everything else seems to be working. The plugins audio unit sends audio and receives audio. Again, I don't have all of them, so I don't know. So anything else you want me to try, guys? I mean, the MIDI works with this. That's an option. The image sends to the computer, so it works also in that way. I'm kind of happy to see that it actually works. You know, this. I'm waiting for somebody to write another app you want me to test, or another software thing you want me to test. No breakdown. No breakdown. I'm actually, it seems to be working, you know. And if I take songs that I made before and I play them back, they seem to be working. Go ahead. Load. My app folder. You want to see the app I'm having on my own computer? Well, Pure Acid by itself works. What do I have on my computer? Pure Acid. You want to see if it works? By itself, I think it works. I don't see you. Well, you see? Well, it's the first time I opened since. By itself, it works. No problem for the troubleshooting. It's actually, it was something I would have done even if I didn't put a camera on. So I would have just play around to see what works, what doesn't. So I'm happy it actually is useful. But I'm going to go into Zenbeats, and I'm going to use Pure Acid as a synth, as a audio unit, see if it works. I don't see why it shouldn't, because it's from Jim Audio. And the other one, Poison 202, worked. So it should be with, I mean, it's basically not the same code, but it can do the same thing. I'm going to open this. Let's go back to this one. I know it works. And let's do that. And Poison 202 is here. Let's go here, change this to, actually, no, let's go back here. Delete. No, go back here. Press, change instrument. And I'm going to ask for Jim Audio, Pure Acid, and do we have something playing? I have no sound. Okay, might be something. Do we have sound here? Oh yeah, there's sound. It's just, it wasn't loud. So it works. It actually works. So then you actually go turn it here, and I don't want to see that. So it works. Okay. I feel like I'm listening to Prodigy. it does. It's obvious that Jim is a fan of Prodigy. He has a lot of these sounds that just like sounds exactly like it would just you know, I know it's instant acid and instant fun, And it's one of the cool thing about this. Jim is good at this. It just sounds really good. Okay. I'm just wondering what else I could try. Seems to be working the way we expected. I'm sure there's going to be bad surprises along the way, because that's always at the place where you least expect it, like exporting, or you save and then you load again and then the new version doesn't work, so your save file doesn't work. So it could be that. I don't know. So do not update for now. Let us still play with it and see what we can find, and come back to you saying it's safe or it's not safe, you know. And for now, just there's no, well, the reality is that there's not enough new things in the iOS to actually update. The new iOS does not bring more feature or more stability. At least I don't see any difference except of the choices of you know, the way of looking at the information on the first page of your iPad. So not a big deal for music makers. So don't update if you don't need to. And I'm just gonna go over, there was a question earlier by Sasha about what I have on my computer, on my iPad right now. Well, I've got in the DAWs, I've got Gadget, Cubasis, Aria Pro, Nanos 2U2, Audio Master Pro, which is a cool thing for mastering, Grand Finale for mastering, Final Touch for mastering, Groove Writer, also from Jim Audio, GarageBand. I installed today just to have an example to test out if I needed. Zenbeats, which is the version 2 that was released today. So mostly because the Zenbeats 2 now has the Zencore Synth, which is interesting. I'm going to test this out this weekend. I've got the list of Blist effects plugin here. I've got a bunch of effects. I just bought last week the tone boosters, and they're really, really awesome. So the tone boosters are a good pack of, I would say, general use, like compressor, limiter. The Barricade is a limiter. And there's something, this is the Morphit. Morphit, if you're going to mix with headphones, that's a cool thing. It actually shape the sound if you want so that it fits with your headphones, so it sounds the more neutral as you could. So it's really efficient for that. What else do I have? I've got what I call full beat makers. DAWs that are not DAWs, you know, like Xeon here that can have a lot of things in it. IMS20. This, if you don't have this, it's just a cool. It actually sounds really nice. And you have access to the virtual sequencer, which is pretty cool. So that's why I call them virtual. Stop it. Virtual, you know, full beat maker, because you don't need another DAW. I still have Rebirth on this one. Does it work? I'll be. I never uninstalled it, so it's still there. Because now you cannot get it anymore. Does it still run? It does. Well, that's a flashback. That is a flashback. It brings me back. So I never, it's still there. What else do we have here? We have iPolysynth. Well, if you like the Korg stuff, honestly, the IMS20, the iPolysynth, this thing is, this is really cool. Again, you've got a drum. I'm gonna stop this. This is the here. This is pretty cool. If you like the sound of the Korg stuff, the iPolysynth is pretty cool because you have two synthesizers, which is two Poly6 plus a drum, where each drum sound is a Poly6. So you've got this just really rich sound, wide, lush. This for me is that's why I sometimes works just in this, and it just sounds really cool. And then you can export the sounds by itself and load it somewhere else. And actually, this now is also a gadget. So if you're in Gadget, you can actually use this. So in Gadget, but you lose the drum part and you just have one synth. But still, it's pretty cool. And quickly, what else do I have in full beat? You've got Groovebox, Scram that does not exist anymore. Again, I didn't erase it, so it's still there. Synthesizers, I've got a bunch of them. The Alpha, the stuff from Audio Kit, is always amazing. Stuff from Unique Factory. All these are just also really cool. Sugar Bytes are doing a great, and they're doing just weird stuff. And sometimes, I mean, not sometimes. All of them are just great synthesizers. Got Moog stuff. That's the list of the stuff I have. Beats, I've got these here. One I always go back to is Zenbeats, and this is because this is so electronic sounding, and you can just go into your sound, and you want to use the envelope. Well, I can show the envelope and then cool thing. But this, you can create them. That's the cool thing. And there's a random, which is pretty awesome. You bring it up and randomize all your sound gradually. It is AUV3 also, yes, it is. You can save these in memory and the snap. You can recall these. That's Zenbeats. Actually, I'm going to show you this. It's called Zenbeats. You get it on screen here. Zenbeats. SEEKBEATS. Rodrigo Yanez, if I'm pronouncing correctly. This, I probably had this 6 or 7 years ago, and I was making beats on my iPhone on vacation. It's just, this is when I often go back to. It's just nice. The fact that you can control these sounds and make them the way you want. And that's just, again, that's just displaying. It's not a AUV3. Oh man. But it's still, I mean, how can I use it then? I think I was using it. Oh well. Still, what you can do, you can actually save, export audio, and then export the pattern and put it in whatever you want it. Yeah, okay. So, mislead you on this one, sorry. And another drum, if you like these electronic sounding drum, another one that is pretty awesome is DM2. DM2 is, do we have stuff playing from the end? Is it broken? Maybe it is. So this one, import. No, not import, load with effects. I want this. Oh, this one doesn't need. This one doesn't seem to be liking it. Let's try this again. DM2. Okay, that's the pattern. It's pretty. I know it sounds bizarre, but that's what it is. It is supposed to be bizarre. Let's go into songs. Now let's load, actually cancel, and load another one. Yeah, you're right. I wish they were updated because these are really cool. Because this one, what's cool about this one? Let's go back to the pattern here. Let's just have to go back. Whoop, 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 whoop. Steps in the drums. You've got the steps, okay. But if you go with drums, that's where it becomes really powerful. So you get the snare here. Maybe you don't want this. Well, you get this is very. So, Rambo exists, so what else do you need? Well, I know I'm going to have to go with Rambo soon. Everybody talks to me about it, and I saw the videos, and I'm like, yeah, I got to go. I got to use it. So I will probably go into... But, I mean, I still go back to these because I have them, I use them. But the Korg drum machine also is versatile. So the Korgs you have, you know, I've got the Electribe, and I've got the Electribe. Where's the other one? It's actually, I didn't put it here. The other one is here, the Electribe Wave, because there's also, it's not just a drum machine, it's the whole thing, you know. Then I've got the bunch of all the even-type plugins. I've got rumblers like this. Pretty much is what I have running here. And an audio analysis here, you know. Audio analysis or just to see the graphics, mostly wave scopes and stuff like that. So that's what I'm running on my iPad right now. But yeah, AUM, I'm not sure, because I understand why, but Drambo is probably my next one I'm going to dive into. I'm going to buy soon. I will. That's it, guys. I think, I mean, I went through the whole thing. I tested it out, see it works. Most of it seems to be in the right way of doing things. I mean, they seems to be working the right way. I'm sure we're going to have bad surprises in the next weeks and trying stuff and say, oh, this doesn't work. Like stupid stuff like, hey, the Banks doesn't work. So that's it. We're going to test it out. And if there's more stuff weird happening, we're going to write it down. I'm going to add them in the list after this video is done. It's going to be still online. So in the comments, if everybody has weird stuff that we want to talk about, put them in the list and we'll see what... we'll see how it works, basically. But that's it, guys. I think I'm going to end this now. We've been at it for an hour. Thank you for being there. And I hope it's actually giving you a few hints of what's work, what doesn't work. And, you know, in my case, everything seems to be working. So I'm just going to keep trying it. And actually, I'm going to really test, I'm going to try to test in depth the new Zenbeats and new Zenology this weekend, because I really dig what Roland is doing with this old Zen core, Zen universe that they're doing. And I'm guessing I can go in Zenology Pro, create my own patch, and then send them into Zenbeats. So if this works, it's going to open a whole box of different powerful sound in the iPad for me. So if it works, I'm going to talk to you about it soon. That's it. Thank you for everybody for being there. Thank you. It's just a great time. It's just a great thing to have you there and see that people actually are interested. I'm going to have to pay the Moog store a visit. Well, you have to if you want to. They're really nice people. Nice to meet you all, and the guys who live here again. And that's it. Well, see you soon, everybody, and have a good weekend. Stay safe. Make more music. Cheers.